I apologize if anybody has misunderstood um my true intentions. I really wanted to make things work here and have a better experience, and have had some amazing people and businesses reach out and been very, very kind, and trying to understand, and uh wanting wanting that as well. And I have not been able to highlight on the the other side of the coin. So I apologize. I didn't get to make it over to William Hugo Bar's grand opening. Was very excited for all. I know how hard Ways worked, and I'm very impressed with everything. The detox included drinks, so many, such I can't say enough good things really. So, and I wanted to reconnect with Crystal Shaughness. She's an Emmy Award winning wig designer. And I got to meet with her once. I was trying to get over to School of the Arts, and I've had all the alum gatherings I missed out on. I got to the tail end here. Beaux-Arts, they've been to Orlando and Atlanta and DC recently, and I really wanted to make that work. And all the trips and things. So, and I apologize that I haven't thanked and followed up with, and I still need to return the symbol to Mr. Larry from the Science series. My hi hat was stolen. Another symbol. I think it was either the ride or the crash. Anyway, moving forward with all that, trying to shift the focus here. Like I said, it's been an epic struggle. I have been up in the air about everything, and I hope you understand. And I really am really wanting to be able to find the right home other places as well. Florida, I was very happy. This Nashville felt very happy and much healthier. I felt very at home in Florida. And Tampa, I didn't get to St. Pete's or get to see the Dali Museum, but I was so excited. And at the time, I was dating my forever friend, who was my boyfriend, Nick, amazing artist. And we went back, I think the next month. Well, right after we met. I loved it so much and wanted him to go. So, but then anyway, so back then we were really arguing a lot, and we're both bipolar, but we've come through so much, and he's been there when other people have not, and trying to get gear up to go to Wilmington, Riceville Beach, and I'm open to traveling right now. What's still holding me back are limited means and resources and connections. So I'm trying to make sure I can be safe, have the rights, have enough, to travel with, and not be stranded and in jeopardy like I was when I was in Miami. Barely made it back alive. And my last trip to New Jersey and New York was also hell. I was in 4 hospitals for the entire month of January, and went to the hospital on New Year's Eve. So that's in the past. Thankfully, moving forward from that, and I can't express how thankful I am not to have seizure disorder, to have some actual. I have not had peace of mind by any means with anything else, but the reassurance that I really would have committed suicide if I had continued to have those episodes. I know I was so done suffering, having an out of body experience, which is one of the reasons I never want to try any kind of have an out of body experience with any kind of drugs or other substances, and trying to avoid any other suffering and trauma, because I'm still healing from the PTSD. But I am grateful that I have been able to recover this much from everything else, including being infected and raped and tortured and poisoned. So, but I'm trying to have a vacation. It's a much needed. long overdue. So I'm trying to get there now for years. And all my friends who I'm upset still will have to forgive, end up going there. They make all their child plans. They say, oh no, I don't can't go anywhere, and I'm the one who ends up trapped here. Well, everybody else I have to live vicariously, have had to. Let me put this in past tense. Live vicariously through the people who my friends who they go with other friends. They have their family, and so anyway, so I can't dwell on that. But I'm open to. We really need support. I wanted to be able to have sustainable living, but I'm needing a break from the manual labor I've been subjected to, just trying to maintain this environment and support, my therapy bunnies. So cannot get rid of my bunnies. I cannot go through anything more, So I really just need the right people and animals in life being able to have a change of scene, to be able to be in a clean environment where we're able to have help to clean this environment, which I have spent years of my life. You may not be able to tell. It may look worse to you. But I know that I'm human, and I know that I've been pushed beyond my limits of being human, and I cannot possibly do anything more until we have support. I have a lot of potential, and I don't say that in a conceited way, but I do know that as a God-given gift, how humble I am, and how discriminated against and held back I've been. Just about everything. Coming through writing blocks included, and trying to be able to move forward, still having entrepreneurial spirit, but needing support in the form of what other people have, sponsorships, being able to have help to manufacture products, to be able to release songs in a professional ethical way, to be able to have support with my music, including live bookings, which I was looking back on my profile, and I remember that I had my first album released, Landscape Changes, at the garage back in the day. That was a long time ago. In 2010 is about when so I've been held back from that, and I'm trying to be able to have support, to be able to record, to perform, to collaborate, but not overdo it. If I just had one song and one collaborator and one producer, and and support with that, it is super easy for me to knock out vocals, lead or background. I have not had an opportunity to get into a studio yet. I really, really wanted that for my 40th birthday last May 17 when I turned 40 years old. Big mile marker, and I have had so much taken away. So my birthday is coming up, May 17. I have missed out on countless friends and family. My grandmother turned 100 in August. She's going to be 101. That's 1 year past centenarian, whole century. And I have not gotten to see her. So I'm asking to be able to have, belated celebrations, reunions, and focus on living and not have to deal with any more trauma or torture or grieving or loss, people or of things, including intellectual property, that I worked very hard on and not gotten any ROI, because the majority of my music and albums that I put out there I have worked so hard on, and they have been looked down on and used the wrong way, and people have taken advantage of that. But my collaborators, that we've done for charity, for good worthy causes. But you know what? I've been a starving artist, quite honestly, and I'm thankful that I have support from the government through disability. I'm not ashamed because I've needed that support. I'm ashamed when people threaten my life because they think that I don't deserve that. And we are deserving to transition so that we can be able to be part of the solution. We are not trying to take advantage. And we do need help and support. So that all being said, so trying to get I've got a lot of fears I have to overcome too with traveling, and I have been, needing to have the right team of people and the right inner circle, the right close friends. I needed to do weeding. I haven't known exactly who's been backstabbing. Thankfully, not literally, but I know they threatened to. And so I'm trying to figure that out. So if you can try to help, I apologize that I have not been able to reach back out to those who really wanted to. But as with the song "Communication" by the Cardigans, that Miley Cyrus does an amazing live cover of, and I've also kind of really want to have permission to record. Just one of those from Long Gone Before Daylight. It's one of the most emotionally resonant albums when I was isolated in college, and it really resonates. So just wanted to share that. All friends in Svenska and everywhere else, we'll look forward to reconnecting. Just know that nothing is changed in my perception, other than I have to block you or exclude you from get protection away if you're conspiring against us. But I've always wanted to reconnect, and I want to be able to visit and welcome my true friends and family back into what has had so many people's shame projected. The place called home. The places in our heart that have been broken. And everywhere else we're really needing healing. And I'm realizing that I do have guilt. I have a special bond with that's not just creative, but I've been so laser focused on that I've been overcompensating because I'm very stubborn. As you know, I have been hell bent on getting a project. When people say no, the more they say no, the more I say you're wrong, and they are. But I do have other gifts. God's helping me have the gifts of intuition and enlightenment, that introspection that I realize I'm able to heal. Coming through that, I have found within healing. And I know how many talented, amazing healers there are. And there are many forms of healing. And we all have these needs and to be able to be in better health and be able to live. So I'm open to finding that, to charting that path as well. The journey to being able to be healing life coach, wellness coach. But I myself am struggling still with some bad habits and not addictions per se, but I have plenty of issues I need help with. But right now, the most main things are financial support, resources, people to travel with, to be able to feel better about being here. The safety, I have not felt safe even being in here, and they will not assist with changing the locks, which I have requested as of months ago. I am needing refunds, and hopefully it's the last thing I'm sharing right now. I have needed refunds from the realist, from living here, from 5 hotels still in Miami that did not return the deposit money, let alone offer a refund for anything else, the bad experiences I had. And Uber, from Apple, these are just a few I'm naming. Spokane. There are so many things, not to mention the hackers trying to, destroying, tampering with my intellectual property, which I've been aware of, and nobody else has even admitted is the case. Needing help with surveillance, and being able to have some sense of security too. And then also, what else? Oh, just the scams, all the modeling scams that I almost ended up being a victim to. Thankfully, I was not. Although I've been a vulnerable victim to identity theft, struggle with that. So the more that we can, strengthen things and the inner circle, the connections of people we can trust, and we need to remember that there are always, and that we do always have that, unconditional love that I have to remember. So, starting right here, all of the forgiveness that we have to have, and shifting the focus to what lifts us up, and puts that passion back into our heart wherever we become numb. And it's been almost stolen away. So I hope you can resonate, and stay tuned. We'll be sharing more here. We're really needing some support. I have struggled to make money to maintain my whole life. I've been struggling to make a living, and I've been so. But anyway, and it's not all. I want to be able to have a healthier perspective on things. I know I have a lot of irrational fears and limiting beliefs, and I know that these bunnies, and me, and my mother, and my friends, and we've all needed help with healing and with mutual understanding. Because there are people who are doing us harm, conspiring to take things away, including our lifespan. We have a right to have protection from that. To be able to weed out the weeds that look innocuous, and they look like they're pretty, whatever, but wisteria smells so sweet, but they're actually choking the living life out of the plants that are trying so hard to grow and survive. So we've been waiting to be transplanted. We're not sure where or how or who or when, but we are open to opportunities. We are open to options, solutions, and we are trying to shift over from being bogged down as downward spiral, also emotionally and spiritually, to being able to fly freely as we should, after our wings have been healed, after they've been broken, and be able to fly with a mate or mates, and be able to fly with a flock, and fly like a free bird. It's a song I wanted to cover with Artemis drums. So have a lot of catching up to do. I don't know what kind of hell everybody else has been through. I need to remember that's true. I know that intuitively, although we have not had the conversations per se. Just know that we are trying very hard to be part of the solution, and be forgiving and compassionate, but be able to put our boundaries up to reinforce those and get help with that. And we are needing refunds and support. Thank you.